about the renewable energy and specific about the solar energy. So just let me turn that on. Video, that's the best way to protect our future and our environment by using this kind of energy, which is renewable energy. And solar energy is one of these kind of energy. And here we have this solar power system. It's called off-grid solar power system. So in this system, we use the sunlight to generate the electricity, direct electricity. So we start with this is called the solar panel, this photovoltaic panel, okay? And this panel will convert the sunlight directly to electricity. Okay, now the kind of electricity over here is gonna be DC, direct current. So as we know in the house, we use the AC electricity, which is alternating current. So what we have to do is using something called power inverter, which this device will convert and invert the DC current electricity to AC current electricity. Okay, now what about in the night? If there's no sun, there's no sunlight, we need something. We have to store energy in the battery over here, okay, and use it in the night or in cloudy day. Okay, so now, okay, if I want to charge the battery, I need something to control this process, the charging and discharging. If I lift this like without something like to control this process, it's gonna happen like overcharging or deep discharging is gonna damage this battery. So I don't want that. So I need something called charge controller, and this device will organize and regulate the current flow between the solar panel and the battery over here. So, okay, if there is sunlight, so the path of electricity is gonna be from the solar panel over here and through the charge controller and the power inverter, which will invert the DC to AC, then to our devices. But in the night, we have to use the battery storage over here. So the path is gonna be from here because this is not gonna give me anything, any power. Okay, let me show you how. Maybe it's hot over here, so we need a hand. Yeah. So okay, what about this system? This, you know, the street light. Okay, what's the difference between this system and that system? That over there, the load over there AC, but here we have this light which is DC. So we don't need the power inverter which converts from DC to AC. I need DC direct. So this system, okay, will as we know now, that this solar panel converts from the sunlight to DC electricity, and it will power the load over there, the light, and we have over here the battery, okay, and this is the charge controller, because this we need to organize and regulate the charging and discharging process over here. And let me show you something over here. And this is the solar cell. It's very thin. So this is the solar cell. So a group of solar cells. I will get the solar panel. I have to connect them in series to get this solar panel. And there's the two kinds, the common type or kinds of solar cell, which is the monocrystalline and multicrystalline. Okay, so anyway, this consists of it's made from silicon, but in different ways, you know. And that's it. If you have any question, I will be happy to answer.
Did you assemble these?
This one, no, it's hard, you know. You need like a specific weather environment to make these things.
So in one of my classes this semester, we've been reading a lot about global climate change, and it's very alarming, of course, where we are right now with that because of all the greenhouse gas emissions. Yeah. And I wonder if you know, if America like really committed to solar power, how much could we reduce our emissions?
Actually, in the future, if we start like to use this kind of energy too much, like we reduce a lot of like these gases, you know, because okay, what about the future? We will use the solar system in our houses. We will use like cars, electric cars, so we don't need like gas. So we will like reduce too much like gas.
Oh, so charge the electric cars from a system like that.
So here's the thing, that we will use like in our house solar energy to produce electricity. We'll use our cars. Okay, we'll use electricity to power our cars, so instead of gas. So this is the thing, that we have to change our life to use this green energy, because really it's something you feel better when you use like solar energy, and it's free and it's from the sun.
Do you know, like on a solar panel this size, like how many watts it would be?
This one produce around 100, like in the standard conditions, you know, that 25.
So how many of those would you need to power like a normal household?
Like normal house.
Medium
okay.
house.
Okay, let's talk about the cost. The cost for I estimate for my house over here costs around $25,000 to $30,000. I know it's expensive. We know that's expensive. Yeah, but if you think that within like 5 years you will give back the money that you paid for this system, after that you'll start to produce free electricity. But there's something nice that this is called off-grid system. Okay, usually it's more expensive than something called on-grid solar power system, okay, this off the grid because there's no connection between this system and the grid, you know, the power lines. So there's no connection. Okay, but if there's connection, which is the only grid solar power system, there's a energy meter. Okay, this energy meter bi-directional, you can sell for the company, and you can buy from the company. So you will be a customer, and you will be as a company to sell for the company. So this really is something like amazing, and I think in U.S. in the United States there's a law that give you that allow for you to sell for the company electricity like this.
That was going to be my question. How did you choose solar energy as opposed to wind energy study? Because wind energy is being used a lot in Ohio, northwestern Ohio, a lot.
Yeah, do you mean like about solar energy in Ohio?
How did you happen to choose to study solar energy rather than wind
because like the solar energy, it's easier. Okay, if you want to install this, like, okay, the wind energy, you know, the turbines, the generators, too big. So we can't, like, it's hard to study, and it's hard to put it, like, in your house, install this kind of energy or generators in your house. So it's hard. This is gonna be easier, and it's like, it's not a huge like the turbine, and you know the turbines or if you want to use the wind energy, you need like specific like location, you know.
And there's some evidence that the turbines affect the environment as well, which solar energy would improve.
For me, I prefer the solar energy. Yeah.
It's not only the daily session of darkness versus light, but from one season of the year to another, there's a vast swing. I believe in Ohio, there's 7 hours more daylight in summer than there is in the winter. So that would need to be taken into consideration as well. Plus the fact you mentioned that there aren't all that many sunny days in central Ohio compared to other parts of the country. So that also raises the question of how efficient these things are. I was just trying to think in my own home, we probably are using 1,000 kilowatt hours per month. So on a daily basis, that's 35 kilowatt hours every day. A lot of that's at night, you know. So for lighting, and then in the wintertime, there's heating, and in the summertime there's air conditioning. So there's a large variety of applications to which this would need to be put. But I think the equalization over time is one of the larger engineering problems that this technology is facing. And I don't hear that being addressed. I just hear how wonderful all this is going to be, and I don't hear that, yeah, but there's costs involved here too.
Yeah, that's right.
Are people using these in Jordan?
Yeah, actually, yeah, in Jordan we have nice weather, good weather to use this kind of energy because a lot of sunny days.